Have you ever imagined what happens when the boundaries between the divine and the human are broken? When celestial beings, created to glorify God and obey His commands, decide to defy the Creator Himself in the name of a forbidden desire? What led majestic angels to abandon their glory to indulge in earthly passion? And the women who responded to this heavenly call, what was their fate? What is about to be revealed may change everything you know about the balance between heaven and earth. This story, hidden in the shadows of time, unveils a love that turned into perdition and a lineage of giants that forever altered the course of humanity. But the most terrifying consequence is yet to come. For those who dared to cross that line paid an unthinkable price. Amid eternal punishments and supernatural transformations, the voice of these women still echoes across the seas, luring unsuspecting sailors to a grim fate. Prepare yourself to uncover the mystery of the Watchers, the fallen angels who defied the heavens, and the incredible celestial dispute between Michael and Lucifer over Moses' body, a hidden battle of humanity that reveals profound truths about God's plans and the forces of darkness. Since the beginning of time, angels were the guardians of the divine plan. Created in splendor and glory, they served the Creator, carrying out His will with unquestionable obedience. But among the thousands of celestial beings, there was a group known as the Watchers, tasked with observing humanity and ensuring that divine orders were fulfilled on earth. For countless ages, they remained faithful to their purpose. But something changed. The gaze of the Watchers turned to the daughters of men, and an irresistible attraction was born in their immortal hearts. The beauty of mortal women captivated those who were meant to remain distant, and desire grew like an uncontrollable fire within them. At first, they fought against this feeling. They knew that giving in would mean defying God's order, an act of transgression that could bring irreversible consequences, but the call was too strong. With each passing day, the temptation grew more intense until, one by one, the angels fell. Overwhelmed by a consuming passion, the Watchers descended from the heavens. They broke the barrier, separating the divine from the human, and took mortal women for themselves. These women, fascinated by the power and beauty of these beings, also succumbed to the forbidden desire. And from this union arose the Nephilim, colossal giants endowed with superhuman strength and an overwhelming presence. These beings belong neither to heaven nor to earth. They were hybrids, a blend of the celestial and the terrestrial, and their existence disrupted the world's balance. The Nephilim quickly became tyrants, dominating humanity with brutality and imposing their will through violence. No army could stand against them. No mortal force could stop them. Corruption spread like a poison across the earth. The pride and thirst for power of the Nephilim drove humanity to the brink of collapse. The world, once aligned with divine order, was overtaken by chaos and destruction. But God, who sees all and knows all, would not allow His creation to be corrupted without intervention. It was then that the Creator decreed a judgment upon the earth, a definitive judgment that would erase this corrupted generation from existence and restore order to the world. The flood came as an unstoppable fury. The heavens opened and torrential rains fell without cease. Rivers overflowed and raging seas swallowed entire continents. The cities of men and the strongholds of the Nephilim were swept away by divine wrath. The women who had united with the fallen angels watched in terror as the destruction unfolded around them. They knew they were doomed. Some pleaded for mercy, but God's judgment had already been sealed. None of them would escape the divine sentence. But what few know is that the punishment of these women was even more dreadful than death itself. Their bodies perished, but their spirits were condemned to wander forever. Trapped between worlds, they were transformed into shadowy entities that haunt the seas, seducing sailors and leading them to ruin. It is said that on stormy nights, their voices can still be heard among the waves, eternally lamenting the sin they committed. But this story doesn't end here. For while the fallen angels and their offspring perished beneath the floodwaters, another conflict was unfolding in the celestial realm. A battle that would reveal the depth of the rebellion that took place in the heavens and the role of the faithful angels in protecting divine purposes. Moses, the great prophet and leader of the people of Israel, had fulfilled his mission. After delivering his people from slavery and guiding them through the wilderness, his journey came to an end. Atop Mount Nebo, he gazed upon the promised land for the last time before surrendering his spirit. But his death was not the end of his story. When his body rested upon the earth, something extraordinary happened. From the heavens descended Michael, the prince of the celestial armies, sent to fulfill the divine will, but he was not alone. Before him emerged a menacing shadow, Lucifer, the fallen angel who had once been the most glorious of seraphim. Lucifer laid claim to Moses' body. He sought to corrupt, even in death, the one who had been the instrument of God's people's deliverance. If he succeeded, he could use the prophet's body for his wicked purposes, deceiving humanity and distorting the divine plan. But Michael, clad in celestial authority, did not back down. He confronted Lucifer with resolve and declared with power, "The Lord rebuke you." Those words, charged with divine authority, were enough to repel the adversary. Lucifer, defeated once more, was forced to retreat, unable to fulfill his ambition. Moses' body vanished, taken by God to an unknown fate. His tomb was never found, and its whereabouts remain a mystery to this day. But there are those who believe that Moses did not remain in the darkness of death. Centuries later, he was seen alongside Elijah on the Mount of Transfiguration, conversing with Jesus. And there are prophecies suggesting that he may return in the end times as one of the witnesses who will defy the beast and proclaim the final judgment. The mysteries surrounding the fallen angels, the Nephilim, and the battle between Michael and Lucifer over Moses' body are but fragments of a much deeper knowledge. There are hidden truths that have been concealed from humanity but still await revelation. If you wish to explore more mysteries that have been shrouded over the centuries, don't miss the next video already appearing on your screen. The truth may be far more astonishing than you imagine. The waters of the flood finally receded, and humanity was given a new chance. But the scars of the celestial transgression remained. The Watchers, who had corrupted the world, were cast into the depths, imprisoned in dark abysses until the day of final judgment. Yet the legacy of the Nephilim was not entirely erased. There are those who believe that traces of these beings still survive, hidden in legends and the shadows of history. Ancient scriptures speak of giant peoples who inhabited the earth long after the flood. The Anakim, the Rephaim, and the Emim mentioned in the Bible were descendants of a cursed lineage. Could the genes of the Nephilim have persisted in humanity? And if so, what does this mean for the future? The women who united with the fallen angels also paid a steep price. If their bodies perished, their spirits continued to wander. It is said they were transformed into immortal creatures, condemned to seduce men to a fate of ruin. Stories of mermaids and marine entities that lure sailors with hypnotic songs may be echoes of this ancient curse. But what few realize is that this rebellion was not merely an isolated event. It was part of a far greater conflict, a struggle that continues to this day behind the scenes of existence. Since primordial times, the war between the forces of heaven and the abyss has never ceased. The battle between Michael and Lucifer over Moses' body was one of the moments when this war manifested in the physical world. But it was not the only clash between the celestial armies and the followers of the Prince of Darkness. In the heavens, Lucifer's rebellion had already taken place even before the creation of man. The angel, once radiant, desired for himself the glory that belonged to God. And upon being cast out, he took with him a third of the angels, who became the demons that now influence the world. The dispute over Moses was yet another episode in this eternal struggle for humanity's fate. But why did Lucifer so desperately desire the prophet's body? The answer may lie in the events still to come. Moses' body disappeared from the earth, taken by God himself. But centuries later, he reappeared on the Mount of Transfiguration, alongside Elijah, speaking with Jesus. What does this mean? There are theories that Moses and Elijah are the two witnesses mentioned in the book of Revelation, destined to return in the end times to confront the beast and proclaim the final judgment. If this is true, then Lucifer's attempt to seize Moses' body was an effort to thwart God's plans for humanity's future. The forces of darkness have always sought to hinder the fulfillment of God's purposes. From the corruption of the human lineage by the Nephilim to the persecution of prophets and the temptation of Christ in the wilderness, the battle between light and darkness unfolds relentlessly. But there is something even more intriguing. The book of Revelation itself mentions that, in the last days, the spirit of the Nephilim may return. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man, Jesus said. If in Noah's time the fallen angels descended to earth and corrupted humanity, could something similar happen again? Some prophecies suggest that the final era of humanity will witness a new contact between the world of angels and the world of men. But this time, it won't be just the Watchers breaking the barriers between realms. There will come a time when the forces of darkness manifest openly, deceiving humanity with signs and wonders. Those who are unprepared will be easily seduced by this false light. Like the women who yielded to the call of the fallen angels in the past, many will accept the gifts offered to them, unaware of the terrible price they will have to pay. History repeats itself. What happened in antiquity may be on the verge of happening again. What lies hidden in the shadows of time may soon emerge before our eyes. If you wish to uncover more mysteries and hidden revelations of humanity, watch the next video already appearing on your screen now. There are secrets that have been concealed for centuries but can now be unveiled. The truth may be more terrifying than you imagine. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more astonishing revelations. Until next time.